Welcome back to the third edition of our new mini-series of 5 of the newest communities that you absolutely need to check out in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Real quick, for those that don't know me, I'm Adam Hancock. I have a real estate group in Southwest Florida, and I put out daily videos on Florida relocation and investment assistance. And for access to over 90 videos in the last 11 months and counting. This week's edition is all about Esplanade at Azario, which is a new community in Lakewood Ranch by Taylor Morrison Homes, which is an Arizona-based builder, semi-custom builder, and definitely one of the largest in America overall. They built the other Esplanade golf community that's right next to this one in Lakewood Ranch that's about sold out. I think it's completely sold out now, as well as the Esplanade and Palmer Ranch. They built Arbor Lakes, the new Sky Ranch that's coming soon, the Heights, etc. Built all over the place. Again, they're the semi-custom, similar to DeValsta, Pulte, Neal, kind of the same type of vein. And this one primarily started selling in 2020. And a lot of people asked about Park East. I'll mention real quick. So Park East at Azario is going to be the next one, which isn't fully released yet. So there's not a lot of information about that, but that's going to be another extension of this Azario area. So now I'm going to hop over and talk a little bit about location and give some context there. Okay, locationally, Esplanade at Azario sits right here, which is north of 70. So now we have our 3 videos all plotted here. So Windward was first, which was our little bit further south community. Sapphire, Pointe, a little bit east, and then Esplanade Azario is a little bit north of Sapphire, Pointe. So where this puts you really in the heart of that new development area at main Lakewood Ranch here, and then they're going out east. So what you are is you're just to the right or east of Lorraine Road rather. You're north of 70, south of 64. And what it's going to basically put you is, again, right in the heart of Lakewood Ranch. So that's kind of the appeal here, is this is very much in the middle there. So you're only 5 miles to downtown Lakewood Ranch, so only about 10 minutes or so. You're 16 miles to downtown Sarasota, which puts you here. You are 20 miles from Lido Beach, which puts you here, and then Longboat Key is here. And then you're about 24-ish miles from the main Siesta Key Beach, and then that puts you 30 miles from Venice, which is south. So again, a little bit further east. So if the daily beach type of thing is your jam, then this might be more in your suburban, sticking around, golf inclusive community than hopping over to the beach, because that's probably going to take you a good 40 minutes one way to go. So I hope that gives you some context. And basically what we're going to do in this video, a little itinerary, is we're going to talk, we just talked location. We're going to talk a little bit about schools. I'm going to hit the amenities. I'm going to talk about the housing, and we're going to get deeper in the models. I'm going to talk about the fee structure related to the HOA and the golf versus non-golf fees. And then we'll wrap up with some helpful resources, etc. Schools in the area. So one of the perks to being out in the suburbs and this far east is the public schools are generally rated very high from elementary all the way through high. That's kind of a commonality of the suburbs in general around both northeast Sarasota, south Sarasota, as well as Venice. So what you have here, you're zoned for Gullet Elementary, which is an 8 out of 10. You're zoned for Mona Jane Middle School, which isn't on this rating, but also a generally highly rated school. And then you're zoned for Lakewood Ranch High School, which I know a lot of people are trying to, pull that one up real quick. A lot of people are trying to get to that high school, so this rating gives it a 6 out of 10. There's a lot of things that go into that, but generally Lakewood High is highly regarded. The sports are really good. I know the people talk very highly of it in the area, and then all the kids, kind of flank all these Lakewood Ranch neighborhoods around it. So the friend networks and all that are right there, but generally regarded as a upper tier public high school in Sarasota. So if a public school isn't necessarily your hot button, then they do have Outdoor Academy that you can go to, which there's an elementary and a high. They have Pinnacle Academy, there's St. Stephen's, there's a few different options there, Cardinal Mooney, so you can always go that route. But generally, one of the perks of Lakewood Ranch would definitely be the school districts. I do have a kind of a takeaway PDF I've made on just Lakewood Ranch schools in general, so if that interests you and you want a little bit more context, just shoot me an email. Description below has my email address, and I'll be happy to send that. Let's move on to amenities. Okay, so pretty prototypical of the Taylor Morrison community collections. You're going to hear really good things about amenities. They always do it up. They're always super nice, elegant. They got a lot of different options, restaurants, that kind of thing. So this is another golf community, so you're going to have a social aspect to that. And what this community is going to have is it's a planned wellness center. You have the 18-hole championship golf course. You have a culinary center. You have resort-style pools, clubhouse, state-of-the-art fitness center, sports courts, and more. Right now, the 18-hole course is open to the public. What I'm hearing is generally they'll open these things to the public while they're building out the community, and then they have these deeded in. There's a deeded in golf membership with the community. So eventually, I'm guessing that community is going to be inclusive to the community alone, and they're going to have social memberships and deeded in golf memberships, and that's going to be the ownership aspect of the clubhouse. But the Bahama bar here. But yeah, so it should be very nice amenities. Again, you have the golf aspect, which is nice, and that pretty much sums up this one. Let's hop over and talk about the housing. Okay, let's talk housing. From a housing perspective, this community is a little different than like grouping by collection like a lot of the communities do. So what you have here, you're gonna have 12 different base floor plans, but are just gonna kind of escalate from size and price, but not grouped in individual collections. These are gonna range from 1,500 to about 3,300 square feet in total. There's everything from 2-bedroom villas to 5-bedroom, 5-bath, single-story houses. So you kind of span the whole spectrum, similar to some of these other communities. You have both 1- and 2-story options, as well as both 2- and 3-car garages. I'm about to go through some models here, but just want to kind of show you broadly what you got here. The Taylor Morrison collection is always like this kind of Mediterranean elegant looking thing. So that's pretty much true of most of the Esplanade communities. And not all of them have the same exact models, but a lot are very similar. So let's hop over and look at some individual floor plans to give a little bit more context. Okay, I'm going to show about 3 or 4 models here. I like to hop in the individual ones to show kind of really where that money translate versus the other stuff I've shown. So we're going to look at a villa, and then we're going to look at escalating single families to kind of give those general price buckets. So the first one we're going to look at is a popular villa plan called the Ibis. This would be the entry-level price point into the neighborhood. So it's priced from $291,900, and these have lot premiums on them as well. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet, 1 story, and it's nice with the 2-car garage. So just a typical split villa plan, similar to what you would see in Windward. So, but a little bit higher base price than you were seeing in the Windward community. So you got a couple different front elevations to choose, and I just want to kind of give you some stylistic how open they are, the style of the design versus what you've seen in the past. But pretty open for the 1,500 square feet. It's a really nice for the price point, good entry level into a golf neighborhood if that's of interest. And you kind of get the idea here. So this would be your lowest price point in the community. Now let's hop over and check out the first single family. Okay, the first single family I wanted to show is the Azario plan, which is one of the generally popular plans, and I've seen them in multiple other Esplanade communities. So this one's 2,200, 2,300 square feet just about. You can do 3 or 4 bedrooms, 3-bath, 1 story, and 2-car garage. So this jumps you to that $421,000. So this would be kind of a good price point for general single family house shopping in the Lakewood Ranch area. Let's take a look at this one real quick. So a couple different front elevations there, so that you can do kind of intricate, kind of Mediterranean looking stuff. This has a beautiful pool in this design. So this pool would run you like $100,000 probably, different landings and that kind of thing. But this one has a golf view, and you can see these panoramic screens you can do now with no bars blocking your view. Kind of cool. But you kind of see what's potential here. Nice quartz counters. This is the semi-custom, right? So you can select options, but I've been seeing a lot of one of the options being pre-plumbed and pre-electric for structural type of vents for the outdoor kitchens. So affordable way to do some, take a semi-custom pretty far. Just kind of flip around here. So again, a lot more space, and then, what you can do is some cool outdoor areas with more land. Okay, so I'm going to hop over and show you one more on kind of the upper tier of what you can do with the single family with a 3-car garage. Let's hop over. Okay, now we're going to check out kind of the other end of the spectrum at one of the largest houses in the community, the Beacon, which is 3,300 base plan, 3-bedroom, 3 to 5 bathrooms, 1 to 2 half baths, 1 to 2 stories depending on your options, and a 3-car garage. This one is priced from $655,000, so kind of that polar end, but kind of show you what's potentially here, and then you can contrast that against what you could do with that money elsewhere. So really lovely elevations. I like these kind of interior garages here. And this will be your 3-car garage option. So kind of get an idea what you could do. And obviously you're going to see more space all the way around. A lot higher end finishes, tray ceilings, this kind of stuff. So flip around here, just give you a little bit of a view. And again, this is the Beacon model. So if you wanted to go a little bit bigger, but you wanted to be in this kind of golf community, and again, $700,000 doesn't go as far resale as it used to in Sarasota, so new construction is an attractive option to really deck out a house. Kind of you see that another water view and golf course view with the panoramic screen, cool outdoor kitchens. So you kind of get the idea. So I hope that gives you a little bit more of a feel of what Taylor Morrison is and what they do. And they look pretty different than Neal and from Pulte and DeValsta. So I wanted to show you that. And again, this would be your golf community, the first one on this list that has golf. So now we're going to hop over and talk a little bit about fees before we wrap up. Okay, so I was able to get some good granularity on the membership fees and the monthly fees and all that go with this community. So again, you have a golf side and you have a social side. So some of these things trickle. They're not the same fees for all different size houses and all of that. So I wanted to actually show the fee structure. And I'm not going to bore you to death with numbers, but I want to talk contextually about some of this stuff. So we're first going to talk, this is golf, and then we're going to talk non-golf social. Because that's important to know in this kind of community. So at Esplanade at Azario, you're going to be looking at basically this. So this is the golf membership, right? So you're going to have association base, association benefit related to maintenance and the golf membership, and then some, trickling costs related to one-time fees and then yearly fees that have nothing to do with golf. Okay, so the association base assessment, you're looking at about $618 a quarter into your monthly fees. The maintenance and irrigation, which is something that's always going to exist, varies by the size of the lot. So a lot of the size lots that are on the golf side aren't available on the social side. So a lot of the bigger lots and all that kind of stuff are on the golf side. So you're going to have a sliding scale of 319 to 409 a quarter there. So that's going to be kind of like your base fees related to the community. And then as you go with golf, so your major golf ones here, your golf membership assessment is going to be $773 a quarter. Again, this is a deeded in membership to these homes. And then you have some debt assessment and operational maintenance assessment. And then you have a minimum food and beverage payment you have to pay. So it's not too bad, $500 a year. And obviously you're going to be using the clubhouse and all that kind of stuff. And then community contribution, builder fee, some one-time stuff. So your major fees are here. So golf, really the biggest difference in golf is going to be $773 a quarter. And then the maintenance element's different. So I hope that gives you a little bit of context, and obviously I can discuss this as one-offs with people if you want to reach out. But this is the golf side of Esplanade at Azario. Now let's hop over and discuss social. Okay, on the social side, so every single home is either social or golf. There's no in between. So you have the association-based assessment of, again, $618 a quarter. And then you have maintenance and irrigation. So this is going to be very similar. So this would be basically the lowest point of the neighborhood here. So actually monthly fees for the monthly fees of like $300 and change for what you get isn't terrible for what the amenities in this neighborhood with the social element and the restaurants and all that kind of stuff without needing to be on the golf side. So there's something to think about. Like if you break them down, they look pricey here, but if you break it down, it's very comparable. Then you have the benefit assessment for the villa units here. A debt assessment, again, similar to the other community, same social or the same food and minimum beverage, and then some one-time fees here. So the kind of takeaway with the social side would be, this is a relatively affordable HOA compared to anywhere you took it. You have golf access now, public, but even when you lose the golf access, I think it's really attractive for the Taylor Morrison amenities. And being in a golf community, but maybe not being a golfer or a daily golfer, that was one of the surprising things when they came out with this. I thought it was going to be way pricier to be on the social side as well. But that is not the case. So I hope that helps there. And let's hop over and talk about a couple other onesie and twosies. Okay, so beyond that, that's kind of the bulk of the fees here. Build timeline, you're going to be similar. A lot of these folks are at that like 8 to 12 month range, just depending on how big the house is, when you get in, that kind of thing. You are going to have lot fees that are always changing. So it's basically lot plus home plus structural upgrades. That's going to be in there just like a Neal and just like a Pulte or DeValsta. And then deposit schedule, you're going to be in that kind of initial deposit on structural base lot. Then you're going to have the design element that happens in the first month. This is going to be very normal of most builders that you use. So that kind of brings this one home. So I hope that helps with the fees. Again, reach out if you need anything in particular. Let's hop over. I'm going to wrap up. Please stick around. I have some helpful resources that I'm going to talk about, and we'll wrap up. All right, guys, that wraps up the third edition of our new mini-series on the newest communities that you definitely need to check out in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. This one on Esplanade at Azario. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to put a playlist right here of the first two so you can catch up on those. I'm also going to put some helpful resources about Lakewood Ranch in general right here. Please subscribe, please like, thank you again for watching, and please let me know if I can do anything to help. Don't forget to check out our description below for plenty of helpful resources. Thanks again, we'll see you on the next one.